The second inning, I think it was. They said my name, now batting, over 1 year ago today. I mean, the announcer made it like I thought he was writing a book. I mean, he was talking so much. It was like Sam Favata, number 3, or 2. And everybody stand up. It was very emotional. And then now I see the 2 cameras and the 4 people at the mic. I'm on deck walking the plate, and they're, I'm like this, and they're behind me coming around this way. And, it's just like kind of really concentrating. And I come up to the plate, and I look at Wardley, and he winked at me because standing ovation, like basically a gesture, welcome back, man, great job, unbelievable, So he's like this, so I'm going, hey, you know what? I'm swinging the first pitch. He's throwing a fastball, He's coming right at me. He's not going to give a guy that's, haven't seen, what I'm saying? He's coming hard. Mm-hmm. He's coming at me, and I'm going to swing. I don't care where. I'm swinging. Get the spring, hit the ball. All of a sudden, it was high. If you look at the tape, you'll see the catcher actually go like this to catch it when I hit it. You actually see it. Just look at the catcher when you see the tape. And I hit a rope over second base, right center field. My legs just died. Couldn't believe. I shocked myself. Like I come around first base. I come back and there's the chicken because that's the one inning he's coaching first base. Usually 1 inning for the game, and that happened the inning.
Welcome to minor league baseball. The San Diego Chicken is your first base coach.
Yes, and he comes and he's kissing my feet because he knows the story, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's kissing my feet like this, and everybody. It was so. The whole trip of not speaking for 6 months, right? It was a lot of emotions. And I went on to get another hit, a double that night. We win the game 5-4, and I'm in center field after the game by myself praying, and it was so emotional. And I was so thankful and humbled to be able to, because I wanted to come back, not to get a hit. I wanted, of course, just to say I did it. I came back and I competed at this level less than a year when I got hit in the head. And I did it. And that was good enough for me. And that's why eventually I retired after the next 2-3 months. But it wasn't the same. And I started thinking a little bit more mature. Like, you lose your life, You're, one little freak. Why? You did what you did. Great job. Getting into coaching and scouting. They offered me a job in Milwaukee. So I kind of transitioned into the sunset, October that year.
Well, take us through that to what you're doing now, and you're still here in Orange County. Just take us through after pro ball all the way up till today.
Wow, it's a lot of ups and downs, But I finally got divorced, my wife, in 82, 83, and I got in scouting. Milwaukee offered me to scout up north, but I had to relocate to Santa Clara, which is hard because I'm a family guy and I'm home, and I need, we all need hugs, right? So I went there, and I was with a bunch of guys in their 70s, and it was okay, but it wasn't my cup of tea watching games with a bunch of guys with cigars, I'm too young. I'm 23 years old. I wanted to coach maybe get into that part of it. So it didn't work out after a year there, so I was done with scouting. I came back here, and in the meantime, I had a lawsuit on the helmet company that was in process. So I came here in 83, 84, and that's when Augie approached me and said, we're opening up an indoor facility, state of the art. Back then, 84, never, now there's 1,000 of them. Indoor facility, Grand Slam USA is going to be called. You have machines, instructional machines, tees, classrooms, everything about curriculum. And we want you to run it with the manager, like an assistant manager. The lady was, do the books and the manager of the whole place. But for you to be in there and do lessons every day here in Orange County, Anaheim Hills, I go, well, that's great. It's not a lot of money. It's like $1,300, $1,400 a month, but that was better than So I took the job. I was teaching 12, 14 kids, Nevin, all these guys are 12, 13, see them all grow. Then I got my head coaching job at a high school that I went to, Edgewood High School. They were looking for a coach in 85. Now I'm the youngest head coach, 25 years old. So I have that going. I have my thing. And then I finally settled the lawsuit. Got like $400,000 in 85, which is a lot. Bought a condo right here behind Vaughn's in Anaheim Hills, my first one for $90,000. got a BMW, and just I was wow, I didn't make it all the way, but man, it's nice to be doing what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coaching, I'm doing this, I'm investing, and then I went through all that. Then I got into one of my friends. I was playing a golf tournament. He played ball for Stanford, and he was a sales manager for North American Title rep. He goes, Sam, you'd be great. Just go around, you donuts to people, and you go in suits, and you get title orders from banks. And I go, oh, great. And you make good money, you make 50, 60 grand, no problem. Oh, I'll try that. So I did that from 89 to 92, and then I got in the mortgage business, which kind of like got complicated after a while. Then all the way through the 90s, I had a baby boy that passed away, 1 year old. He was a preemie, supposed to die within 24 hours, and also he lived a year. Beautiful baby, 3.5 pounds, looked good, and just had seizures. And that was the summer of '96. It was a tough time to go through that. A lot of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived definitely a full life, and it goes back to the lessons you learn. The adversity, how to look at it, spit at it, get back up, and get stronger. And I've had several situations in the last 15, 20 years that I had to do that. To get back at it. And now I'm retired. I do speaking, motivational speaking. I do that. I'm working on a book right now. Endeavoring in that, some notes and stuff I've been doing. Also, I go to some schools that they want me to talk base running or hitting, and I've done that for high schools, this and that. So it's been, like I said, it's been it's all about the relationships you build, and I'm very thankful. I'm still with my wife, 30 years, and I'm with my daughter. Who's 23. She's going to be. She was all conference for La Sierra Division III softball. Got a scholarship, 3.8. Business now, doing great after 8 months, doing great. So I'm very, like I said, I'm very, very grateful. I made a lot of mistakes, and like Augie said one time, and I always stay by this too, is that he said it's not how you start the game, it's how you finish the game. And my life has been kind of complicated with the ups and downs, and first inning good, second fifth and sixth innings kind of shaky stuff. Now I'm in the eighth and ninth of my life, and I want to, it's how you end. And I, like I said, I believe in helping people, and I'm very humble for as many people that have embraced me over the years. Especially Cal State Fullerton. I mean, my number's still up there with Kirk number 3. So, and the people have always been nice. And when I see the guys from 79 or anybody that's part of the program that I know, it's like we're brothers. I don't care if it's been 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. We hug, we look each other in the eyes, and we know what we're all about, And it's important because some people really embrace you and they're for you, and other people aren't at times. You know that. And you try to, people love to be in the limo with you, but when you're on the bus, that's a true friend. And the people that I try to associate with now are true friends, people that have compassion and they understand friendship. I'm saying? It's so important. People, the relationships. Augie always talking about that. It's not really the game. It's the relationship that you build along the journey. And that's more than anything because we're only here for a short time. Like my dad, he passed away 10 years ago, and my mom just died 2 months ago. It's see you on the other side. See you on the other side. And I believe in that. I believe in God. I have a lot of faith, and just try to do everything the best I can right each day. So
that was fantastic, and we might end on that one, but it depends on this one. Talking about those relationships, most recently, just before the alumni game, a few weeks ago, Cal State Fullerton built this brand new, clubhouse and facility for ticket offices and coaching offices, and they unveiled this magnificent statue of Augie Garrido. Were you able to be there for the unveiling? Have you seen the statue?
I was sick. I had signs of COVID at that time. I was okay, but I was sick, fever. But I saw pictures. I talked to people. I wish I could have been there. I went there for the memorial for Augie, but in spirit I was there. But it was beautiful, great. I mean, it just makes me think about that young 17-year-old signing that thing over at Coco's with him and seeing him as really a nobody in 73, 74, at my banquet, to see how far he came and how many. I mean, he left an impression on me, my whole character. I mean, for just me, imagine how many other people he's done that to, thousands of people. So it was kind of like surreal, to see where the stadium and where it's at, and the lockers and the lights and Augie's statue. It's just really it's a humbling, because it's 43 years ago. I mean, it's 45 years ago since I stepped on the campus that first day as a freshman. 45 years ago. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And they still have some people that we still communicate through Facebook, or where we're there to hug each other and not say a word. You just have tears, because you don't have to talk. You don't have to. You just can hug and say, hey, we've been there. We battled. We sent, for all these young players, we're the pioneers, like the George Horton, the Jordy Robinsons, and all the guys before me. They were pioneers that get to the dance, and now we got to the GAN, and we did it in '79, and just the little stories that these kids are going through, and all. It's a tough gig, being a college athlete, with the pressures and all that. Even this now with all the Facebook and Instagram and TV, and I can only imagine. I mean, the ruination. I told my daughter, it's so good, the iPhone, but it could kill you. I mean, it's the ruination of conversations. You can't sit and talk anymore.
Right.
It's horrible. I mean, you get mad because somebody doesn't like your picture. I mean, you assume, like, what's wrong with her? I mean, come on, get back to because we're not on this earth, for a long time. Look, I'm talking about 43 years ago, and I'm giving stores and days and French toast, and it just goes so quick, and I know I'm on the latter part of my life, and I want to make sure everything's good. We all want to be ready, for that day, and we don't know when that day will come. But the thing is, the relationships make you. I mean, you can sit there and look at pictures. I'm kind of an emotional guy. I'm an Italian guy that just gets very emotional. But give me some wine, I'll break down for 3 hours. But it's so important. Your life lessons, and the people that are there just to say, I love you. One of the guys that played third base that night, it's funny, his name is Kevin Jacobson. He's the pastor for AAA ball in Nevada, and he played third base, and I got hit for Oakland. And we've been close on Facebook, and he just called 2 days ago. He just texted me. He goes, I love you, Sammy. I'm praying for you. I love you. I love you, Kevin. I can't wait to see you when I'm out there. That's more important than anything. If you can impact one person in your life when I'm speaking to people or kids, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've grown by it, and I want to be better. And if I can help one person in the room in my lifetime to not do this or think about this or listen to this and say, oh, wow, it's worth it. It's all about helping people, right? I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's all it is. Because I don't care if I'm hitting 500 and I hit 6 home runs in one game and I'm an All-American, I'm all over the banners. Oh, that's nice, though. I mean, it's nice to have that. But it's not the end. It's all about the relationship and the people and the memories. That's more important than anything. Even money. And I was caught up at that in one part of my life where money was everything. It was greed and make money and do this. And no, you can't take that to the cemetery. So it's just so important to just take each day, your wife, your kids, your friends, what you're doing, Dave, to connect these people that maybe would never have done this, because it's not easy to do what you've done, to get people together and start a forum and really get these. It's like counseling. It's like you're talking. It's really good to get out because I enjoy it, to tell stories. It brings back good times when my dad gave me that handshake in Laverne. You look crazy today, Sam. I go, what do you mean? You just look. You're gonna have a great game. And I would never have been talking about that today if I wasn't here. So it's really important because really, life is so precious. It really is.
Thanks for listening to the 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast. Feel free to visit our website, calstateomaha.com. While there, you can order an official Cal State Omaha t-shirt from the merch store. Follow the 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Cal State Omaha. Please like us on Facebook